Hello everyone, today is Thursday, July 25th. It's 10:24 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and it's 4:24 local time, my time. So I'm just getting around to making the second video of the day, which is a recap of all the charts with fixed settings that I run in live simulation every day. Today was an exceptional day. Almost every chart that I follow hit its goal or nearly hit its goal. So quite a few charts to show you today. The question always begs, can you run a chart with fixed settings? And the answer is, you never know till you try. I believe you can, but you have to spend some time finding those settings. Even if you use my templates, you still have to confirm for your own confidence, so that you have enough confidence to trade it. You'll have to confirm that the settings will in fact be profitable enough each and every week, and maybe make a few changes to fit your personal goals. There's something to be learned from every chart, whether it was a winner or loser. Okay, so in order to help me keep track of what chart and what template performed on a certain day and what day of the week, is there anybody out there that's really good with Excel spreadsheets that could make me an Excel spreadsheet? So the way it would look is, on this column you would have the template name, and then you would have the days of the week, and then I would be able to check the days and week and dates, some way to tally how many times in a week it won, and then tally ongoing weeks. I'm not exactly sure how you would set it up, but basically it would be the name of the template, the kind of chart, and then somewhere to put the P&L and how many times, whether it won or lost, something to that effect. So if somebody knows how to create a spreadsheet that would display that information in a really organized way, I would really appreciate it. Anyway, let's take a look at some of the charts that did well today. First, I'm going to show you is the DAX on the 377 Heiken Ashi tick. This particular chart, I've been tracking the consistency since the week of Monday, the 15th, and this particular chart has won 5 or 6 days since the 15th. So we have 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9 days. So I'm going to say 5 or 6 of 9 days this chart has hit its goal, if not better. So that's pretty good. That's a 66 to 70% win rate, and it often does so with a trade like this that really doesn't look like much. But 500 in the DAX isn't much. This is trading a single contract, and it starts trading at the open of the US session, and as you can see, this run down here began at 8:45 in the morning, so we didn't start trading till later and missed that short trade. But certainly in what looks like sideways movement compared to this move down, and great signals on the indicator, by the way, still caught this little bit of a trade for a $500 move on a single contract. So here is the template, and then our profit target is $500. What's interesting about this, it's a limit order with an 8-tick pullback, and I've changed that before, but it didn't, I guess the template didn't stick. But anyway, this hit its goal with no slippage. Okay, next is the DAX on a 150-tick line break chart, and this chart here has shown a few times. I'm going to say at least 4 days of the last 8 or 9 we've seen this chart, and the beauty of this one is it trades through all this noise. This could probably be improved perhaps by maybe exiting. The BWT trend exit is set to 0, but all these swings are profitable swings. So a lot can be done here, and you can kind of see how line break can be effective. So I wouldn't rule out line break charts. I sometimes wonder if anyone's really interested in line break charts. The downside to line break charts is it's really hard to backtest it unless you do it by hand. Okay, another line break chart, the 1597 tick line break chart, and so on your data series it would look like this with 3 line breaks, and this has a goal of 1,000 trading 2 contracts. And all right, so this isn't really worth looking at today. It did $50, so what? But it did have an equity high here of $650. Okay, the Emini SP on a regular 6 Renko chart has a higher time frame of Super Renko 6 with a higher sensitivity. The base sensitivity is 1, and then the higher time frame is 1.4, and that works out pretty nicely. The goal on this is 400, and this did 387.50, so it had 1 tick of slip. Okay, here's the next group of charts. First we have the DAX on a Super Renko 6 tick, and this is using our line break logic, and we had a minor drawdown of about 250, and then it caught this sell-off in the morning. So a loser and 2 winners here, and it hit its goal of 500, I suppose. And here is the template here. Okay, the DAX on a 34 tick line break had a loser here and drew down about $200, but then came back with this winner here and recovered enough to hit its goal of 500 and had 1 tick of slippage. This is the template. Next we have the Nasdaq on a 150 tick Heikin-Ashi chart, and this is ignoring the precision trend exit, and so it had these trades here and has a goal of 500, so this hit its goal with 2 ticks of slippage. These are all trading a single contract. We had a loser here of about $120, and then the rest were winners, 3 winners in a row, or 4 winners, all short trade. Okay, the Nasdaq on a 987 Heikin-Ashi tick chart did 190 for the day, and this I turned on late in the session. I noticed that this was unchecked here, this auto trading, so I turned it on late, and it still managed to make a couple of $100 on, not sure if it's trading 1 or 2 contracts. It's trading 2 contracts, so no big deal here. Okay, the Emini SP on a Super Renko 6 tick with a higher time frame filter of Super Renko 6 did 137.50 today, a modest gain, and it probably got stopped out prematurely. Let's just take a look. Trailing by, not sure why it got stopped out here, but it did. So in any case, still profitable for the day. Okay, the DAX on a Super Renko 6 tick with our step MA average and our line break filter, our not our line break, but our open range filter, and this has won 3 or 4 times in the last week as well. So this hit its goal of 500, had a couple ticks of slippage. The Emini SP on a Super Renko 6 tick using our line break logic, this hit its goal of 375. Here's the template. This one had 1 tick positive slippage and was done trading in 20 minutes. Really excellent setup here. Okay, the DAX on a Super Renko 14 tick. Over the years, we've seen this chart many times. This had a small loser, drew down less than $100 on a single contract, and then hit its goal of 700 on this trade here. And it looks like it might have just given back a little bit at the end here, so it ended up with 675. Okay, the DAX on a 150 Heikin-Ashi tick chart had a small trade here that allowed it to hit its goal. Now, it probably missed this trade here. If you're wondering why, it's because this setting here, reversal look back, says that the blue bar change to red has to occur within 3 bars. So you can see here it's way more than 3 bars. That's why it didn't go short off the open. My look back would have had to have been about 10 or 12 bars look back in order to catch this trade here. So that's what this reversal look back bar feature is all about. We don't want to get too far into a trend and then take the trade, but that is adjustable. Okay, the Emini SP on a 987 Heikin-Ashi tick chart had a single trade and hit its goal of 400 and had 1 tick slippage. And here is the template here. Okay, the Emini SP on a Super Renko 4 tick with a higher time frame filter of 1597. This is a relatively new chart, but it has done really well. Probably 4 or 5 of the last 9 days, or 8 days perhaps. The goal on this is 450, so this definitely hit its goal, had 1 tick of slippage. Okay, this is the chart that I showed in the live trade video. This is the chart I made to match what Jim is trading. What's different about it is Jim is choosing, well, it doesn't matter if he's choosing long or short because we're using our open range filter, and you can see that here. So it's going with the flow. What I did different is I changed the moving average type. There's a little bit of default smoothing, only the default is 3, and so the moving average type is a simple moving average instead of a weighted moving average. And what that does is it smooths out the trend a little bit. Like the weighted, these bars might have turned blue. The weighted moving average is a little bit more sensitive than the simple. So I changed it to the simple, and then I bumped Jim's goal from 500 to 750 because I did a little back test, and what I got from that was that there was room to go for more profits. I mean, keep in mind, $500 profit target on 3 contracts is not much in the DAX, but who's complaining if your win percentage is really high? I want to point out that Jim hasn't had a losing day since we started recording the live videos since the middle of May. Okay, the Emini SP on a 1597 Heikin-Ashi tick chart. We've seen this chart quite a bit, and here it is again today. It had a minor drawdown of about $100 and then recovered and hit its goal of 400, had 1 tick of slippage. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching.